to here. Turn all this on. Alright, so we got that going. Just wait till that all gets done. All this lovely ore in my box. We'll need all these LCD screens at some point, and I already have space station supplies, I think it is. Space station. Someone took all my force fields out of here. Oh, never mind. It's probably in this one. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, there's a constructor. I remember that I actually, like, pre-planned some of this to go in here. Like all my guns. There's a furnace. Cancel a furnace? Alright. Advanced constructor, furnace. What else do I got here? A food processor. An armor locker, that could be a different floor. Look at that, 54 sensors and signals. I knew I had something like we're gonna need to do lights in here, and elevators, bridges. I might just grab a whole bunch of this stuff. Med bay, steel grow plot. I don't know where I'm gonna put my grow plots just yet. Yeah, 150 force fields. That's gonna be for the hangar bay area. I'm gonna leave those in here for now. Put my turrets on a row so I can easily identify all the weapons out of here a little quicker. Take that food. Well, yeah. Armor locker. And probably will need some doors at some point. I'm not gonna focus on doors just yet. Okay, not too bad. I don't know how we're doing on oxygen here at the moment. When you barely make a dent in the oxygen. That's hilarious. Okay, cool. There's the rest of our goodies. How many advanced constructors do I have? 1, 2, and 3. I think I only need 2 at the moment, though. In the next set. And what I like about setting up multiple constructors like this is it gives people freedom. Like 1, 2, and 3, we always need fuel, so we can always pump out fusion cells full time with 1, 2, and 3. That's how the other base is set up. And I revamped the other base just the other night. And then 4, 5, and 6 I like to keep for the bulk jobs or batch jobs that people do. When you got to queue up like hundreds of blocks or something. That's when you can come over to these ones here. And then I'm actually going to zap this ventilator block up so that I don't want it there right now. And then I have 7, 8, 9 get set up for your quick jobs. So if someone just has something like, hey, I need some ammo, you know, you can roll over to a constructor and you've got a constructor that's open. There's nothing queued up that has like hundreds of things in it. Because it tends to be rather annoying when you go to use a constructor and you're like, oh, geez, there's like 5 stacks of fusion cells in here and 3 stacks of concrete. So it's just a lot nicer and more friendlier to just say, hey, let's just use this space and plan for the fact that people are going to have different build requirements. Let's see, I've been doing my numbers at what, the left side of the block? Yeah, left side of the block. So 4 there. Actually, no, wait. I need that for symbols. So 4. And that'll be 5. And 6. And then we'll do all of our lovely symbols here. We're going to put our boxes right there. So we'll stay on that. Oh, actually, I need a 4-way. And we'll actually end that right there. Is that how I do the other one? 2 boxes, 3 constructors. Yep, cool. So that'll be 2 more cargo boxes, which I think I have handy. Set the flat ones down. There we go. And we'll do the same colors. So blue and yellow. And then we need red. I think I used the no, I still use the bright red. Red, yellow, and blue. There we go. And texture tool for the symbol for where the lever is going to go. And we use the thing that looks like a sun. This guy. Oh. Cool. So take that off the bar, grab our levers here. Gotta wait for the things to transition over. Okay. Get everyone going for match jobs. Alright, so blue over here is my output, right? Yep. Alright. Copy that name. I love being able to copy paste in this game. It makes things a lot easier as far as that's concerned. So containers, containers. This is 5, 6. Output, input. Guess I could have left numbers there. 4, 5, 6. So I should have output and input. Nice. Now to set up our signal. Alright, this is going to go to my signal logic group. Alright, so 5F, lever, constructor, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll tell all these to turn on. Let's set up our inputs and outputs first. Input for 4, 5, and 6, and output for, oops, not 1, 2, and 3, but 4, 5, 6. That reminds me, I probably got this button left on. There we go, switch that off. Alright, I need to eat. There we go, feeling much better. Alright. So 4, 5, and 6. Set up my signal already. I'm gonna be oh, I almost had the exact same name in there, but I spelled out construct. Let me just I like to have things be all the same. So we'll actually just rename that. Take out the extra letters. And I think, oh, 4 through 6. Because you would think it doesn't matter, but when you have, you know, like, you gotta scroll for days, it makes it a little easier to make sure you use the same nomenclature or syntax for everything you do. Gotta have a system. Alright, so now that's ready to roll. And let's see what order we can take from my ship for this one. Alright, we'll take a row of iron and sathium, and neodymium. Oops. Alright, iron, sathium, neodymium. Let's get the silicon moved over. And we ran out in that particular box. So we'll just grab the iron now. I got iron for days. What else is in here? Copper. Move some copper over. There's some Eurasium. I don't really have a lot of Zirconium right now, so kind of hard pressed for that at the moment. Okay, so let's see what we got. 13. Got more silicone there. So there we go. 3 and 4. There's a little bit of copper. We already maxed out on iron for this box. Oh, we got cobalt. Nice. Almost forgot about cobalt. Alright, probably leave me like a couple little blanks in there for things like wood and things. Actually, there's one ore that people don't really need a lot of. It's the green Eurasium ore. So we can kind of shortchange that. Put some magnesium in there instead. And I think that's it for box 13. We got 16. Anything new? Not really. 17. We got the sathium that we still need to smelt, but not like we have a problem with sathium at the moment. So yeah, we'll just leave like a quarter of a stack in here of that. And I think we can take from my input box and just take some of the plants. It's taken me a while to farm up trees, so I don't want to leave too many in here. I don't know how often we would actually need to use the trees, but hey, it's a thing. And definitely like to have rocks. Should probably move more rocks over. But that's actually a pretty good spread of what some might need for their input. Alright, so we got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 all ready to go. Now we're going to do 7, 8, and 9. Let's go back over here and get our goodies out of the box. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 more advanced constructors. And then we'll work on the furnaces next. Should be definitely enough constructors for everybody. One would hope, anyway. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to have to leave a little bit of space for boxes, which I think I'm actually going to place the boxes down now. We'll leave the space. Box 1, box 2. And then grab a constructor. I really hate how it like tricks me like that, because that is not the front panel. It's like the back of the machine. There we go. That's what I need. Perfect. Alright, we'll get our lines back out here again. And we're just going to mirror what we did previously. Actually, we need a 4-way. Zap it right there. And where's that icon that looks like the sun? Oops, I need to go back here. Doing pretty good there. It's like, wow, this is going pretty fast. Alright, so we're on number 7. 7, 8, 9. lever. Perfect. Alright, so this one is 1 through 3. This one needs to be 4 through 6. Oh, that's weird. 4 through 6. Why aren't you renaming yourself? It's kind of weird. Oh, how about I'm looking at the right thing? 4 through 6. There we go. So we have 1 through 3, 4 through 6. And this one is going to be 7 through 9. The 4 lever constructor. And then for our signal logic, again, being able to copy paste in this game is a godsend, so to speak. So there we go. Get our color tool out. We've got blue and yellow, red, yellow, and blue. Just like that. And I think I've been keeping the blue boxes to be the output box furthest away. Okay, so put this in the container group, just like the other ones. And we're going to have to rename our constructors. We didn't do that a moment ago. This is number 4. Stations. 4. And actually all these can go into the last group. This is 5. And then we have 6. 7. 8. And 9. Hi, Momo. Should be more in here when you come back. Alright, so this is going to be, what did I say? Blue boxes are outputs. In fact, along here, might as well copy that name. 7, 8, 9. Input 7, 8, 9. Alright, so everything here is looking pretty dope. Make sure my lever is looking good too. Did we set up signal on it? Yes, we did. Alright, so we're going to be on and off 7 through 9. 8 is going to be the same way. And so is 9. So now we have 3 sets of constructors, all on different switches, depending on what someone's needs are. And then what I like to do is kind of go in here with an LCD panel and kind of explain what's what. So if we're going to mirror the original base, I'm actually going to be really... we're going to change this to be box. Let's go with 789 for quick jobs, box input 789. We're just going to transfer all this over there. And then what we're going to do with these boxes is, of course, once I get some of this out of my inventory, in fact, let's just put this in the space station mass box. I like to have 3 constructors always running, to make fusion cells. So we'll need a bunch of water. Look at that, a bunch of water. And then the other thing is you need steel plates. I don't know how many steel plates I actually have at the moment. I don't think I have a ton. So I might just have to manufacture those out of iron, which is not a big deal. And we'll just double check. That's what they take. Steel plates. Here we go. Steel plates. Yeah, it just takes iron. So that said, I'll just load this up with a bunch of iron. What is this? Output 1, 2, and 3. Let's just use the input box. And we'll just set this up to take a lot of iron. One of the things I do have is a metric ton of iron ingots. So we'll just plug the input with iron. And we already have water. And I need promethium for the final ingredient. Which I think I already have some promethium. Let's just check. 4, 13, 16. Maybe I don't have a lot of promethium on standby. I might have already brought that to the other base, or it might be in my input and output box on the ship. Here's 999 of pellets. This is not updating for me. Output. There we go. Yeah, so we have a bunch of promethium and water right now. We're making fusion cells on the capital vessel. We can do it here with solar power for free, so it's more efficient to do it in the space station. So again, we'll just kind of put all of this down here at the bottom. And even though this is the input box, we'll be good to go. So now, we'll just flip this switch. Well, actually, I'll start queuing up stuff first. We can actually make hundreds of fusion cells. And it's kind of like, why not when you have so many ingredients? Because right now, with the what I noticed in space is if we take a look here, you see this. This is our capacitors right now for the space station, and the solar panels bring in sun all the time. There's no day or night cycle that they have to worry about, and all those components are on the floor below. So it actually makes the most sense to make a space station where you're going to do a lot of your high energy requirements, like making fusion cells all the time, or running furnaces to smelt all your ore all the time. So now we'll just go ahead and flip this switch, and now our production begins of these three actually just churning out fusion cells as long as that switch is depressed, which will probably end up being like full time. Alright, and then I like 4, 5, and 6 for, like I said, long-term batch jobs that aren't fusion cells, lots of blocks that your people are making, and then 7, 8, 9 are the quick jobs. So I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Like, we're on the way. I've got this stocked up pretty well. I think both of these have items in their chests. Yeah, so I brought a ton of ore over. So we can make anything we want on the space station between the 9 constructors that are here. So what I'm going to do now is start setting up the danger box, as I call it, because it's going to end up with stuff getting deconstructed. And I usually like to have 3 or 4 deconstructors working on a box, just because it seems to take forever whenever you get done salvaging and you want to deconstruct a whole lot of things. So what I like to do is set up to have many deconstructors running all at the same time. So because we want to get deconstructor made, we'll make 3 more. So we have a group of 4. And we don't have our group set up here yet. So we'll set up our boxes. Our input 4, 5, and 6. And our output will be 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Do the same thing here. Input 4, 5, 6. output 4, 5, 6. Oops, not 7, 8, 9. 4, output 4, 5, and 6. So we got a deconstructor there and a deconstructor here. So we'll flip this switch here. They'll all get made at the same time. There we go. That'll just take a moment. I guess since I got a gravity generator here, I should just set myself on the ground at some point. Alright, we'll just check our output box. They're still being made. It's gotta make a lot of the subcomponents, that's fine. And then I gotta figure out, I guess I'll put this stuff on the opposite side. Mainly because no one's really going to have to walk up to the deconstructors. The idea is that I'll set up a signal over here, and people can just toggle the switch on or off. I might set a deconstruct on, and then I like to have stuff for food processors. And normally I have the constructors on here, but with the breaking down the 3 different components, I usually don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, these are still making because they had to sit there and make all those subcomponents. Which, over time, this will get a little better. It'll have more stuff in here than just ingots. So it always has to start making stuff from scratch. And you'll see I have 1 deconstructor down here already. So we'll have 4 deconstructors that are doing their thing. And I have many elevator blocks that I need to put down at some point. Kind of don't want to walk over to their side without having all my... There we go. There's the rest of my goodies. And the save power, we just flip the switch. I mean, I think that's really important. But being able to conserve energy in this game, like, you have to think about all the things that you do. And eventually add a bunch of lights in here, and the interior decorator people will definitely be in here at some point to do their thing. So we'll leave a little bit of space in the corner just so I'm not nestled up against the wall. And there's a deconstructor, two more to place. And 1 more. This way, if someone puts stuff in the danger box and they activate the deconstructors, it's not going to sit there and take all day when you have 4 different machines all working in tandem to eliminate or deconstruct all those finished goods into their raw materials. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to make a new group and call it constructors. And I'm going to put all these previous constructors in there. There we go. And, yeah, a lot of this stuff can get pretty crazy. Solar capacitors, stations. Alright, so now we got my deconstructors. And I typically just put those in, like, the stations group just because there's not a ton of them. So we'll just, stations group. Definitely helps to organize all your stuff in this game. I mean, you could have it be all helter-skelter, but then you're going to be beating yourself up later if you didn't name all your things appropriately. So we'll just name it 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just so we have different names for them, in case for any reason we need to worry about that. And we'll set the signal lock, follow that switch on the P menu, so deconstruct on, and do the same thing here, deconstruct on. And then we're going to set up a box that these are going to watch. And if anyone puts anything in those boxes, they'll get deconstructed. And more than likely, we'll probably want to put the output of the deconstructor into box 789, so that's probably going to be the constructor that most everyone starts using. Because more often than not, it's going to be the short-term batch jobs that get used. So let's take a look at what we have for our boxes. I could even just set up boxes the box right here to watch. And I think that's actually what we're going to do, just so we kind of keep this stuff together. If anyone happens to not be very familiar with the logistics menu, which is F4. So we'll just take a big box like this. And I'm a big fan of colors. You'll see that I like to color all my stuff. So we'll just make this one a nice red box, and we're going to call this the danger box. So we'll add it here in the containers. And this is going to be the box danger deconstruct. This way everybody knows you put stuff in this box, it's going to get deconstructed. And when we go here, we're just going to set our danger deconstruct box up. Luckily for us, it's very easy. It's at the top. So we just put it down. So we have danger deconstruct. And we're going to set that deconstruct box to dump into the input. So all those raw materials we're going to get back, we're going to put them into box 7, 8, and 9. Which may or may not work in our favor. You know, sometimes there's, it gets a little crazy. Do I want to put them in 7, 8, or 9, or do I want to put them in their own box? I think we'll dump them in 7, 8, 9. So this could get, might have to fine tune this a little later. With 4 of these inputting into 7, 8, and 9. Oops, not what I wanted. 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so that's all done. Now we'll just set up the signal logic on them. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Deconstruct on. Oh yeah, I already did this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now they'll watch this danger box, and anything we dump into this danger box, when we flip the deconstructors on, they will immediately start breaking down and recycling the materials in this box, which you would think wouldn't be a big thing, but I absolutely love the recycling in this game and being able to recycle or break down finished goods into their subcomponents. It's really nice. So now we have our 4 deconstructors over here. Like I said, I love colors. We're going to go with hot pink for this one. Let's go with the light blue right there. A neon green. You know, an orange. Got like all these bright, vibrant. It's like we went back to the 80s and revisited some neon colors. This is how I love to build. No one likes my building. You know, I always get people that are like, oh, why'd you do that? Well, I just like seeing bright colors. I absolutely love tie-dye shirts and things like that too. So there's our 4 deconstructors. Ready to start recycling and breaking things down into what will most likely be the most popular input box over here. And that's going to be the short-term jobs that people need to do. So there's not a whole lot of space in here at the moment. I actually think I'm going to take out some ore in here just to help make a little bit of space. Probably don't need that much sathium. I'll just stick this back in my ship for now. Set box 13. Yeah. Just kind of tidy this up a little bit. Right, put that up there. Take a little bit more sathium out and move this stuff up here. There, so now we have like 10 boxes, 10 free slots, free, oops, and put this back on capital vessel and box 4 at the moment. Here we go. Things like fridges, medical devices, armor locker, that's going to be on a different floor, the food processor, all this is going to be on a different floor. We still have to figure out how we're going to do the greenhouse in here. Furnaces are definitely going to go on this level though, so let's go ahead and start talking about furnaces because that is going to help us smelt our ore and we'll have to set up some boxes for ore collection. And again, we'll use signal logic for the furnaces, just so we're not running out of power. Now the thing with the furnaces is that they put out a lot of heat one block around them, so I tend to give them some space, and I don't really have anything going along this wall right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of come over here. No one's going to really use these deconstructors. They're not going to walk up to them. And the same thing happens with the furnaces. No one's really going to walk up to a furnace. So we're just going to kind of jam-pack these in here a little bit. So there's a furnace. And we'll need to make some more furnaces. So let me go ahead and get that going here. Visit my constructors. And we'll need constructor number 4. Let's make some more furnaces. So we'll queue up one there, and one here. Oops, furnace, not deconstructors or constructors. And we've got one more to queue up. Oops, that would be number 6, 5, and 6. There we go. And then we can just roll on over here and hit the switch. The only thing I don't like about the system is that it's hard to remote access, but I think once I get done, I'll take a look at what I have for my toggle switches. And if I have some free spots on my main screen here, like 4, 5, and 6 down here, I might set it so you can remotely turn on different sets of constructors. Alright, is this on right now? You don't need to be on right now. So those are making more furnaces. 4 furnaces is definitely more than enough, I think. You can pretty much smelt a crazy amount of ore with 4 furnaces pretty damn fast. And right now, I am the #1 resource gatherer on the server. So that's how we have so much ore in here to bring to the space station due to my efforts today. I toot my own horn. Toot toot! So what's happening here? Oh, we're making a lot of subcomponents right now, which is to be expected because I just dumped a bunch of the ores in. So these are definitely taking their sweet, sweet time making me some additional furnaces, but they'll be out in just a moment. So we'll just give that a moment to finish up. Alright, let's see if we got them. Well, not just yet. I knew that building everything on a fly in space would take a moment. I could probably move on to doing something like lights and motion sensors in here, because I don't like to have the lights on. I'm a big fan of motion detectors for that. But at the same time, I kind of want to get some of the stuff set up here. So again, this being our main space station, having everything in here ready for people to just roll in and smelt their ore, make whatever items they need to make, whether it's ship parts or ammo or whatever their needs may be, being able to help them out with the crafting for those things. Alright, so we've got 3 more furnaces in place. Will be nice and save a little bit of power. Flip that switch. And I think right now we're still kicking out fusion cells. Yeah, we're cranking out fusion cells like a machine right now, so that's always good. We've made a small dent in our solar battery power right now. We're down to 93%. So that's okay. Alright, so we got 3 more furnaces to put down, and then we'll be done with our furnaces. And we'll get to make them crazy colors as well. So, furnace. And like I said, I like to leave 1 block all around the furnace because I know it will destroy my glass blocks. I don't think it'll do anything to concrete, But again, I'd rather be safe than sorry and not have to worry about it. So I definitely spread all my furnaces out. And all of these definitely need to be turned off. But for now, we'll just put them in a group. It's going to be in my stations group. And we'll add the rest of these in here. And we visit the signal logic, actually in back devices. This is furnace number 1. 3 and 4. Okay, so now we got them all named. And we're going to set them all up to follow the signal that I'm going to make on my P menu here, which is going to be for furnace on. Okay, so here we go. Furnace 1, signal logic, and furnace on, follow that. We're just going to do this for all of the furnaces. Oops. Furnace on, and number 4, furnace on. Okay, so you'll see that they all turned off. Furnaces are behemoths when it comes to sucking power out of your batteries or your fuel cells. So these are definitely... Oh, I just realized I left an extra gap there. I didn't mean to do that. But let's go ahead and color these with the correct tool. Let's try something a little different. Add a nice purple color here. Got a little purple. We'll go with the blue. Go with the green and an orange on that one. So lots of different colors. And we're going to need to set up a box for our ores. So we'll go ahead and grab our cogger boxes here. And I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of tie them into, I want to say maybe this corner. Or I could just put them next to it over here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them right here. So again, staying 1 block away because they put out a lot of heat. We actually don't need to leave that much of a gap. Zap that back up. And there we go, right up against the wall. And we're 1 block away. 1. And for this, what I've noticed, we'll do 4, 1 for each furnace. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4 in a clockwise pattern. So let me just put this into our containers group and grab the rest of these in there too. Is when you put a massive amount of ore into smelt, it takes 5 ore to make 10 ingots. So it actually doubles. And if you dump a whole container of ore over, you're going to put 2 containers out. So what you need to do to compensate for that is you'll set up, in this case, because I'm anticipating a lot of people to come by with ore, is to actually dump each furnace into its own dump chest of finished goods, of ingots. And yes, someone will have to actually, move things over manually, but, tough cookies. I don't want it dumping all into the input box with, 20 stacks of iron ingots. It doesn't really help anybody for constructors. Alright, let's give these ones some pretty colors. I'll just grab some stuff randomly. I'm a big fan of orange here lately today. I don't know, let's go with this one right here. Doesn't really look too good next to orange. That's a little different. Alright, so this one's going to be box, furnace 1 out, but I think we pretty much have, let's filter here by furnace. Yeah, furnace 1, 2, 3, 4. So furnace 1 output. Really doesn't matter. We'll just do it this way. Furnace output 1. And that way we can just copy paste our name and change the number at the end. So we'll have 4 boxes that collect the input. And we'll throw a box on top. Kind of go sideways with it just to be a little different. And let's go with black. Dark color. And we'll make that our furnace input. So, box. So, smelt. Ores for smelting. Ores for smelt. All in caps so everyone can see it. And so that's going to be an input box for our ores. All 4 furnaces will run and deposit them into the 4 boxes. So if someone fills up this entire box, it'll get split into quarters into the 4. And if they keep dumping in, it'll keep getting more and more. But this way, it won't run into the problem with the box overflowing, assuming that someone's emptying it periodically. And you know, all these things you got to take into consideration when you play multiplayer, because you know not everyone's going to empty the box. You know, it's probably going to, you know, realistically speaking, it's probably going to be me who comes by and empties the box. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and set this up. We're going to watch our furnace box here, ores for smelt, and this is furnace number 1. So we're going to output to our first box. And I'll double check. Yep, that is furnace 1. So here we go. We're going to watch ores for smelt and put into box 2. And we just do the same thing here. Everyone always watches the smelt box, but we output to different boxes just so we don't stop production because our box got full. So, very handy dandy tip indeed. You know what? I think I will go ahead and make a lever for these, just because someone might not want to use a toggle. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up some signal logic here to allow us to do 2 different spots for a signal. So we're going to do an OR statement. We're going to go ahead and add this, and we'll play around with this in just a moment. Right now, though, let me go ahead and get my texture tool out. And what I like to do with the furnaces is I like to make sure everyone realizes not to put stuff by the furnaces. So I like the yellow construction zone, like, hey, watch out, you know, safety area, hazard, or you know, whatever you want to call this. And yeah, so we'll just kind of blend this around, and it'll go into the corners. We'll fill in the corners here in a moment. It's just easier if I don't have to switch the tool around. Oh my goodness, get me the right pattern orientation. Alright, there, there, there. Alright, now we're ready for corners. Alright, so now anyone who comes over here is going to be like, whoa, look at all this stuff. That's actually kind of crazy. I can do corners here because I left the 2 gap. That's kind of cool though. And we can... I've never tried using this middle one before. I guess that looks okay. So we'll just do it like that. And let's get... Since we're kind of going along with this theme of just a single dash, we'll go ahead and do like this. Connect them all. And I actually might run a corner piece there. And we'll put our... Yeah, I guess that works. Get that same... radiation. That's kind of scary. I wonder what symbol I want to use for furnaces. This looks a little different. What's that look like right there? Yeah, we'll go with that one. So we'll put a same kind of thought process here. So we'll go with a lever. And we'll add that into our signal logic group, and then we'll configure it. So this is going to be fifth floor lever and furnace. And we can actually give it the same name. Alright, so now that we understand what we're going to be doing for our signal logic, we come over here, we look at our OR statement. We have either the individual going through the P menu and forcing on the furnace, that's this furnace on, or they can come on by and they can switch the lever to turn the furnace on. And the name of this one is going to be, we'll just call it furnace sig, because I like that to be the end result. It's just any furnace signal whatsoever. And then when we go over here to our furnaces, we're just going to change what they activate on. So furnace 1 is now going to be, every one of these is going to be following the signal furnace sig. So whether you use the P menu and turn it on remotely, or you walk over here and you flip the lever, the furnaces will activate. And I've noticed that with our group that we play with, a lot of people like to run over and actually flip the switch. So just trying to make things very friendly for everybody, you know, depending on what they're like. Welcome back! So now we have all 4 of these. Let's see, if I flip this, all these now.
My computer, and then I got distracted for a bit, would be putting it lightly. Well, this kind of sucks. I starved to death.
Oh no!
Because I left Empyrion on, and then the worst part is, apparently I starved a while ago because my backpack isn't here.
Yep, I've done that before.
Yeah, so it just straight up despawned. Luckily I had banked most of my loot, but that did still mean I lost all my gear that I had on me.
Sorry to hear it.
Well, cool. That just means I get to go POI raid and get another epic pulse rifle again. I liked that thing. I was thinking about that today, as I was using it a lot, like a lot more than I normally use them. And I was thinking about the fact that you can't repair epic guns. And I was thinking, you know, maybe I should use the sniper rifle sometimes. Just, you know, so that the epic pulse rifle doesn't degrade quite so fast. Because eventually I'm not going to have this thing, right? I didn't know eventually it was going to be like 3 hours later.
Well, when you come back to the space station, I imagine you'll make it here at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's put it into space station supplies. Your epic pulse rifle will be in here. I spawned one in for you.
Well, that's kind of you.
But try not to fall asleep. Or not fall asleep, but leave your character unattended.
Leave the computer without leaving Empyrion. Yeah, I realized that now.
That's just one of those dumb things. Like,
honestly, yeah, like, you know that like voiceover. At this point, he knew he fucked up. That was me when I came back to my computer and realized, oh, this is on. Oh, Empyrion is still open. Oh, that's a death screen. And then it was all downhill from there as I respawned and noticed my stuff was not in a backpack at all. So yeah, hopefully that's a mistake that I only make once.
Yep.
Anyway, now that I have verified that all is well with everything, oh, actually, that's annoying. So my turrets, when I came back and respawned, were shooting at something and then they stopped. So I figured, oh, they must have killed whatever they were shooting at. My ship is out of ammo right now.
Oh shit!
So they spent that entire time shooting at something and not hitting it until they ran out of ammo.
Wow.
Which I guess would happen if you shoot at something continuously for 3 hours. Or however long I was gone. Probably not 3 hours. No, it was, it was like 9 or 10, so 2 hours. Now I gotta go over here and see if I can figure out what they were shooting at. Well, now I'm sort of glad that my ship doesn't have very many turrets, because that means I only have to replenish 30mm rounds and not like 30mm rounds and plasma charges and artillery rounds.
Yeah.
Although, no, I guess it wouldn't really made a difference, because now that I think about it, these cannon turrets are the only capital ship guns that work on planets, right?
Oh yeah, some of them only work on planets, some work in outer space.
Yeah, and I think most of them are outer space, but the cannon turrets aren't, and the cannon turrets are the ones that I have. I have cannon turrets, and I have sentry guns right by my boarding ramp, which is handy. Sentry guns are fine, but the cannon turrets are completely out of ammo. Well, I'm going to turn off my sentry turrets so that at least they don't eventually run out of ammo, and... Well, actually, technical question that you might not know the answer to. If nobody is in a certain area, does the game still, like, run stuff
It
there,
unloads it.
Okay,
but
yeah, so
things like
sort of like Minecraft, like it does stuff in the background and figures out what should happen, right?
well, no, what
like,
it does.
My constructors would still work.
No, they don't.
Oh, really?
Right. So the only thing that still works.
Straight up unloads it.
Yeah, it straight up unloads it. But what still works is anything that the game realizes is set on like a timer. So
yeah.
Auto miners or water generators, it knows that X amount of time goes by, it's supposed to create X many of product. It'll do those.
Okay.
But anything else, you gotta have the world loaded.
All right. So if I'm not logged in, then nothing is gonna like be within shooting range of my sentry guns, even if I had left them turned on, because nothing's gonna be here. Period.
Unless someone loads that planet. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it'll be fine. I mean, A, I turned them off. B, they're just the regular sentry guns, so something we have to get really close in order to mess with them. So pretty much the only thing that could happen, which really could happen anywhere, so it's not really an issue, is if A, Xerax turned hostile, and then B, somebody was close enough to my ship to load it, and then C, there was a drone attack.
Well, Xerax shouldn't be messing with you anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they like us.
Right.
That was the A, is if they turned hostile.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's a lot of conditions, and really, arguably, that could happen anywhere. So, like, regardless of where I parked the thing, so cool. This is my my first time parking a capital vessel outside of our main base, so I'm a little cautious of things.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, see ya.
See ya. On that note, Twitch, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn in for the evening. Finish up some of the signal logic in here with some of the lights and stuff. Kind of boring stuff, but or I might just go to bed because I'm kind of tired. Either way, I'll be back tomorrow on Saturday evening to continue the stream. Not quite sure what I'm going to focus on. Might be some more of the improvements in here with the space station. This is kind of the guts, being able to craft stuff. Very important. Being able to smelt ores that people bring on by, as well as deconstruct finished goods that they might have salvaged. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream. If If you've liked what you've seen, feel free to lend me a follow. So trying to get my Twitch affiliate 10 people away